The White Beyond the Wall by George Lewkowicz.
Chapter 00000001 Jacob.
All I can hear is flapping sails and the wall falling upwards. I tilt my head back over the side of the dinghy. The wall's almost blocking the sun. Even at home I can hear it, the voice of gallons of salt water being pushed into the sky, protecting us from the white. The boat is rocked by dwarf waves. I pull a dreamy smile to myself. This is why my brother doesn't get girls. He can't pretend to relax. June Sanderling is on my boat. I watch a droplet trickle across her stomach. I would die to be that droplet, clinging onto her bronze skin, fighting the sun. That'd be enough. I'll get a wizen to turn me into that droplet there. Or maybe if I think hard enough it'll just happen. Though I doubt a droplet can do much, so it'd probably be shit. I'm falling in love with June. Last week I loved Hattie, but that was because I thought June was a step above. I didn't think she'd be in my boat with me. She asked Aaron if he would take her out on the dinghy, but obviously she meant me. Aaron's afraid of water. It's a peril of being a twin. Sometimes people will think you're the boring one, or vice versa. If I was that water droplet, I'd sucker myself to her stomach, like a limpet, just below what is, at this moment, Britain's sexiest bikini. I'd never let go, becoming a weird water wart. Her eyes are closed. Supposedly she is basking at the front of my dinghy, but really she is letting me stare. She knows I'm looking. I know she knows. She knows I know she knows, but I don't know why. I am now perving on her. She opens an eye. I instinctively tense my stomach. She smiles at me looking at her and tosses her hair back. I try to keep myself firmly focused on her eyes. She says, "Aren't you concentrating on tomorrow?" "No," I say, still tensed so I sound a little constipated. She shrugs, not as impressed as I thought she'd be, then fidgets with a hair tie on her wrist. I don't know why. She's not doing the exam tomorrow. Nervous for me? Maybe this boat trip is an escape for her, a chance to not think about me doing exams and leaving. She says, "I'll race you to the shore." "What about my boat?" "We'll race back." We're a good distance away from the cliffs. On the top, I can just about see the wire fence around the coastal railway line, behind which sits the rest of Kowal. To the left, past the station, is the harbour in the estuary and the masts of about 100 sailing boats. I'll be fine over a couple of miles, but June? I feel myself look confused, so I neutralise my face. She knows what I am. Everyone in town knows what I can do. She raises her eyebrow at me. What does a raised eyebrow mean? Should I raise one back? I can't. I have to do both at once. It's genetic or something. Her arms move behind her head in a rapid dance. In one movement, she flicks the hair tie from her wrist onto a long white blonde braid, turns, and jumps. Her dive barely makes a ripple. I wriggle my top off and bundle it to the side. I step out of my swimming trunks, knowing she can't see. Hopefully, there will be a time when June Sanderling will see me naked, but for now, I'm happier knowing she hasn't seen my penis. I don't know if it will put her off. I only noticed recently it sort of hangs to one side, and I don't think it's very big. But Aaron says Heil told him it's more about how you use it, and Heil has had sex twice. But then, how do you use it? I mean, really? I've seen diagrams, but if it was as easy as following instructions, then everyone would be able to satisfy a lady, and I know that is not true. This isn't helping. I step to the edge of the boat and start to concentrate. I've got to banish all thoughts of sex from my head. Obviously, I am now thinking of June Sanderling naked. What if she was a bit dwarfish or fishy? Okay, think of her as a fish, with scales and gills and slimy to touch. Now, I don't want to see that naked. Good. I jump. As I leap, I think of a smooth grey. I see the grey extend into the distance, feel it rubbery and spongy. I keep it in my head and stretch it to the horizon. I imagine my nose extending outwards from my face as if I'm drawing it out with my hand. I think of my legs fusing together. The skin starts to grow between my calves. I can feel bones morphing. I hit the water and think about gaining weight and muscle. This is the hard part, gaining bulk. I need about 5 times the body mass. I think of moving my closed eyes to the side of my head. Turning them black is easy. Imagine if June saw me now. Well, she'd never want to go out with me. Past the halfway point, the intention becomes much easier. The form is in front of me and I'm falling into it, like running downhill to a valley. I can start to relax. Organs rearrange themselves in a way I don't have to think about. My feet flatten to a flipper. Approximately 12 seconds in the water and I have become a dolphin. I know this because I asked Aaron to time it one evening while he stood on the shore. Shorts were firmly on, they ripped as my body grew. He said he was never watching that again. My favourite part of being a dolphin is not the swimming, though leaping out of the water and doing stunts is undeniably awesome. It's the clicking. Just beneath my blowhole, in what used to be my nose, I can flap my nostrils together to make a snap sound, hundreds of them quickly in a row. I point my clicks at what I want to look at. I don't know how I do this, but the dolphin me does. It's like asking how you focus your eyes. The muscle's there and it works. Then the clicks come back at me, mapping the sea. There's a school of carbolet half a kilometre away that I see as a shimmering silver sponge. A red shark is tailing them. On the floor, there are a couple of rays, thinking themselves invisible, blending in with the bed. Above me is the black wooden hull of the boat. The colour tells me whether something's smooth or rough or how dense it is. The clicks echo back to me with a feeling of solidness. I move my head from side to side to get a better picture. To the dolphin me, the splashing human above is messy, but it's me that sees her as June. It's like moving your fingers after your arm has gone to sleep, except your fingers also have a mind of their own and are quite happy to be fingers without you. June's up on the surface, her feet and arms splashing, sending me messages through the water. It all looks so clumsy from underneath. I flip my tail and flipper. I can swim about 3 times as fast as her without any effort. This is my light jogging speed, with my head just coming out of the waves so that I can breathe. But this is a test, so obviously the more brilliant I am, the more impressed she's going to be. I sprint. The best bit about sprinting as a dolphin is I'm faster when I jump out of the waves. I fly through the air, in and out of the sea, jumping and leaping and putting in the old somersault for fun. I don't know anyone else who can get up this speed without using some form of whizzing. When I reach June, I swim around and over her a couple of times because I can. I'm not sure if she likes it or not. She did get quite far. She stops to tread water and she says something, but I'm a dolphin, so I can't make it out. I try and shrug my shoulders at her. I don't have any shoulders. Somehow she gets it. Much slower, she says, "Is that you, Jack?" And the human side of me interprets the sounds. It's quite difficult, but Aaron and I have practiced. The dolphin me knows how to say yes. I nod my head and do a flip because that's how the dolphin me shows that I'm having a good time. In doing so, I drench her with seawater. She screws up her face. I've ruined everything. Then she laughs. No, it's fine. I raise my body out of the water and click laugh, which makes her laugh more. I don't know how being a dolphin is going to help me get into June's bikini, but it seems to be working. What if she likes me more as a dolphin than she does as a human? You're not allowed to tell anyone, she says, especially not my father. And then she does something I've never seen before. She blows into her hands and then pushes outwards to form a bubble around her head. A membrane sphere like an invisible diver's helmet from nothing. It's clearly some kind of wizard. Why is she showing me this? She must like me. I'm pretty sure no one at school knows. I didn't have a choice. Everyone knew I was in tension before we started, but obviously June hasn't told anyone. This is definitely a test, and I am winning. She pushes down into the sea and swims off into the murk. I hope I'm winning. Unless this is like a I can tell you anything, you're like a brother to me thing. No, it can't be that. I'm Jack Crescent. I'm the Half-Life world creator. Or I will be. Girls have liked that before. Why not June Sanderling? I am the dolphin boy, and June Sanderling is a wizard. It takes me another couple of seconds before I snap out of it and swim after her.